Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Mrs. Reyes. I am here to thank you for making such amazing posters. I looked at all of them. I've seen how some of you want to be a doctor, some want to be a lawyer. I see a lot of firefighters. I have artists and so many great things, models and designers. The list goes on and on. I'm so excited to see that every one of you guys have been looking towards your future. I think I've seen one that said, you just want to be me. I love how you're just embracing the fact of who you are, and some wanting to be kind and wanting to take care of animals and take care of the community. And I love how each and every one of you guys had a vision and you put it on paper and you made such beautiful artwork. Thank you. Thank you for that. Today, we're going to talk about all of the things that could possibly make it harder for you to do those things that you love. Make it harder for you to be a doctor. Make it harder for you to be a model. Make it harder for you to be a sports star. Because I've seen a lot of people who wanted to be sports stars. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how certain things can kind of make it difficult to be able to achieve those goals. One thing that makes it difficult is by doing drugs, right? I'm sure your teachers have talked to you about the effects of drugs. I'm sure, this drug in particular, we're going to talk about tobacco or nicotine. This drug, you probably see a lot of people using it. But what we're going to dig into today is why you shouldn't start using these drugs, why you shouldn't start using nicotine, what it does to the body. And then at the end, after we're all done, I have an amazing video. And when we're done with this video, we're going to come back over here and I'm going to pick the winners and announce who won the poster contest. Thank you so much for all of the hard work you guys did during that contest. Thank you so much for all of your imagination. And so we're going to head on over to the video. And once it's over, we'll dig into who won. I'll meet you over there.
A carton of cigarettes? I don't know how they do things in France, mister, but here in America, we have rules about kids buying those. Dear Tim and Moby, my brother smokes and I want him to stop. Can you give me some facts about smoking? From Sarah. Well, let's see. Smoking causes deadly illnesses like emphysema, lung cancer, and heart disease. It ups your chances of getting sick and injured, slows you down in sports, gives you bad breath, makes you cough, and stinks up your whole life. And it exposes your friends and family to dangerous secondhand smoke. Well, cigarettes are made of a plant called tobacco, plus hundreds of other substances, like ammonia, a harsh chemical used in cleaning products, cadmium, a toxic metal that's common in rechargeable batteries, and formaldehyde, which is used to preserve dead bodies. None of these are things you want inside your lungs. Some natural cigarette brands have no additives, but they're still terrible for you. That's because when you burn tobacco, the smoke contains thousands of other chemicals. Dozens of them are carcinogenic, known to cause cancer. Yeah, I don't know why they're even legal. Cigarettes stop your lungs from doing their job. They're supposed to take in oxygen so it can be carried to the rest of your body. But tobacco smoke contains a substance called tar. It's a sticky mixture of those dangerous chemicals we talked about. Tar damages the cells in your lungs, making it harder to breathe. Over time, that damage can develop into cancer. In fact, smoking is the #1 cause of lung cancer. But it's not just your lungs that are at risk. Smoking damages your circulatory system and heart. It's one of the leading causes of heart disease. It also harms your skin, eyes, and liver. Pretty much every major organ in the body is damaged by smoking. Well, people start smoking for all kinds of reasons. They may think it makes them look cool, or do it because their friends or family members smoke. But once someone starts, it's really, really hard to quit. The reason for that is a drug in tobacco called nicotine. After it's inhaled, nicotine triggers the release of adrenaline. That's a chemical your body produces in scary or exciting situations. Adrenaline makes the heart beat faster, which increases blood pressure. Doing that over and over every day is not good for the heart. But this little adrenaline rush makes smokers feel alert and stimulated. Nicotine also triggers chemicals that make people feel relaxed. Smokers begin to rely on cigarettes to experience those feelings. They become addicted, which means they're unable to stop. At the same time, they develop a tolerance to nicotine. They need to use more and more of it to get the same pleasurable effects. Well, when smokers try to quit, they usually experience withdrawal. They can feel irritable, anxious, hungry, and restless. They may struggle to concentrate or go to sleep. People who stop smoking successfully usually need a lot of support. That's why it's way easier to just not start in the first place. Yeah, electronic cigarettes or e-cigarettes contain nicotine too. They were first sold as a way to quit smoking. The idea is that over time, you switch to ones with less and less nicotine. Eventually, you switch to a nicotine-free version, and voila, you're not addicted anymore. Unfortunately, these devices haven't been all that successful in getting people to quit cigarettes. If anything, they've become another way for people to get addicted to nicotine. They come in kid-friendly flavors like fruit or candy, and the ads often claim that they're a safe alternative to cigarettes. But as we've seen, nicotine puts stress on the circulatory system. That's why chewing tobacco isn't a safe option either. It contains all the nicotine of cigarettes, plus an added risk of mouth and gum cancers. I know it stinks, but you can't force someone to stop smoking. People have to decide to quit on their own. But that doesn't mean you can't help. If someone in your life smokes, let them know that you care about them, that you're worried about their health. You can write them a note or show them this movie. That makes it easier to get the conversation going. It's really hard to break free of an addiction on your own. Fortunately, there's all kinds of help for those who want to quit, like books with detailed strategies for breaking the nicotine habit, groups where ex-smokers meet to give each other support, and medicines that can help with those nicotine cravings. It can take a few weeks or even a few months to quit for good. But the good news is that once you stop, your body immediately starts repairing the damage. Right. If you're trying to quit smoking, remember that you don't have to do it alone. Talk to a parent or another adult you trust. It's not the easiest thing to admit, but trust me, they'll be happier knowing that you're trying to stop. No, I don't think that's the best idea.
Wow, that was such an important video. It was a fun video. I loved the robot. Did you guys like the robot? So yes, if you noticed on the video, there was so much that nicotine affected. Nicotine is a very, very hard drug. And so many people don't realize how hard it is to stop once you start. But the thing about it is, if you wanted to be a model, if you've seen in the video, it messes up your skin. It's not going to work for you in being a model if your skin is messed up, or it messes up your lungs. And trying to be a sports star when you can't breathe and you're breathing really hard and your heart is working very hard, you're not going to be able to do those layups or going to be able to run through the football field. or be able to catch the ball, because it's going to be very hard to jump. And being an artist, as you see, it messes up your brain. So you're not going to be able to think and have such a good imagination that you guys have had making all of these posters that you've made throughout the last couple of weeks. There's so many ways that nicotine affects your body. And so it's better for you not to start, right? Because if you don't start, you don't have to worry about the dangers of having to stop, or worry about the dangers of your lungs or your brain or your heart, right? And so I wanted to come on here today to tell you guys that you guys are able to fulfill your goals. You can be a model, you can be a designer, you can be a football player, you can always be kind, right? And even with the one who said they wanted to be kind, right? You get irritated. Did you see in the video? They said you're always sleepy and irritated. It's going to be hard to be kind when you're irritated. So if you think about everything that you guys want to do, and then everything that the drugs can affect, it's always better to be clear-minded, be able to have a strong heart, have very, very healthy lungs, so that you can be able to fulfill anything that your heart desires, because you're able to do it with hard work, ensuring that you put your mind to it. There's nothing that you're not going to be able to do if you keep yourself healthy and you stay away from drugs. So I think all of you guys are waiting and all of you guys are excited. I've gone through so many pictures. I've seen so many of your posters. There was one of someone walking down the runway. There was one of someone playing basketball. There was one of, they just had art because they wanted to be an artist, and the art was made with yellows and oranges, and there were so many good photos. We could only pick one class out of each grade. It was so hard to choose, but we have went through, we have the judges. There were 4 judges, and they went through and they looked at all of your photos. And these judges, they were all your age. So we wanted to make sure that it was children your age that were judging, because of course, who knows what a good drawing is but kids, right? That's why you guys had your imagination and made the photos to begin with. So thank you for the posters. So we found that for the 4th grade class, it was Miss Brott's class. For the 3rd grade class, it was Miss Smith's class. And for the 5th grade class, it was Miss Graz's class. So all of you guys have gifts. Congratulations to your class. And I hope you guys had a wonderful time making your posters. You'll get to be able to take your posters home. That way you can go home, you can show your friends, you can show your family, and maybe you can educate them a little bit yourself on the dangers of nicotine, the dangers of drugs, and things can look up. So thank you so much for your time. I hope you have a wonderful day at school. If you have any questions, feel free to ask your teachers. I'm sure that they'll be willing to answer all those questions for you.